Hello and welcome back. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Douglas and this is the Highland Hikers. So continuing on with our recent theme of doing easy Munros, you may have seen our last couple of videos of Schiehallion and Ben Lomond. I've come out today to do Ben Chonzie. Quite a short walk, it's about 12.5 kilometres, 700 metres of ascent, but you know, it's a pretty good footpath the whole way, so it should only take really around 4 to 5 hours. You could probably even do it quicker if you really want to. There's a lot of overhanging cloud just now, although the forecast does say it's meant to clear up, so hopefully we'll get some good views at the top today. This is actually my third time doing Ben Chonzie, my first three-peat of a Munro, and the last two times I've had no views at the top either. I think way back in 2005 and then 2013 I think may have been when I last did this, so yeah, hopefully this time might actually get some views. So I'm going to get on with the walk and we'll see how we get on. One of the things that makes this walk quite a good one for beginners and quite an easy Munro to do is you've got this well-made path or track that I'm on just now that runs a good chunk of the way up this hill, so it's quite easy going underfoot. You do end up leaving it at some point and you branch out across more kind of heathery moorland, but this does get you a good way up the hill and it really helps. Depending on how wet or dry it's been, the wee section I've just crossed back there, you may be required to ford that section if there's a lot of water in it, but given how dry it's been recently, there's pretty much no water coming past that dam at all at the moment, so easy going today, but yeah, something to potentially be wary of if it's been particularly wet and rainy. Well, as you can see, I am very much in the cloud now. Only at 450 metres as well, so it's pretty low just now. I was having a debate with Alistair yesterday evening as to what time I should come and do this walk at. My initial thoughts had been to come later in the day, like we did for Schiehallion a couple of videos ago, but Alistair seemed to think that might not be the best idea for Ben Chonzie, so he persuaded me to come early in the morning, so I got here about 9 o'clock this morning. So yeah, if we get to the top and we're in the cloud and there's no views to show you, that one's definitely Alistair's fault. So any complaints, please send his way. That's me just left the track now. You want to keep an eye out because you do leave it before the end of it. It's a small cairn to the side of the track, so you head left at that point onto a path which should be fairly easy to follow. It's quite well worn at the moment, although I think it does become a bit less distinct the further up you go. Well, it looks like we might be getting lucky after all. I've had to put the sunglasses down as I can now see the sun shining through the clouds, and there's some blue sky as well. You can probably see that behind me, so we've still got a fair chunk more to go to get higher up, so I reckon pretty soon we're going to have some nice views. I suspect a cloud inversion is on the cards for the moment, so I'm going to keep on heading upwards and hopefully have something to show you soon. Ta-da! It's happened! We are above the clouds and are getting a stunning cloud inversion right now. You can see some of the distant peaks poking out of the clouds. I think should be able to see Ben Vorlich and Stuchakroin from here, along with a few other summits that I'm not 100% sure what they are, but yeah, clear blue skies ahead, so hopefully it stays like this for the remainder of the walk. And yeah, good job, Alistair. You convinced me right. It's looking like the right decision. So after a short while walking along the path, you will eventually hit a line of fence posts. Well, there's not really any fence anymore. They're about knee high, or shin high, so watch out for them as you're walking along. Don't bump into them. But in good news, they will basically lead you all the way to the summit. So if it is poor visibility, then just follow the fence posts and you will get to the summit, which is what I had to do on the last 2 times that I did this walk. We were in cloud at the top, whereas it's been the opposite way around today. Cloud on the way up, break through it, and now I can actually see. So hopefully the summit will still be cloud free by the time I get there. Fingers crossed. Well, that's me made it to the summit of Ben Chonzie now at a height of 931 meters, and the blue skies are still about, although there is some clouds starting to rise, so you know our views might disappear soon. But you can see behind me there's the large summit shelter over there, and then a smaller cairn just over to my other shoulder. I think as long as you visit both of them, you have made it to the summit. But yeah, it's pretty easy going to get up to here. It only took me about an hour and a half to get here. So yeah, fairly straightforward walk. Good one for beginners, I would certainly suggest. So I think I'm maybe going to have a bit of food and then fly the drone, and then I shall head back down the hill. That's me had my fun at the summit. So yeah, got some views today, which was really nice. Got that cloud inversion, so glad I listened to Alistair. He had another good idea, so got to give him the thumbs up for that one, give him the credit. So yeah, time to head back down the mountain now, back to the car. So I suspect at some point I'm going to be back going through the cloud again. But hey ho, at least I had some views from the top, which have been really nice. So yeah, I will see you further down the hill. Well, unfortunately I am back in the cloud again, and it's higher up than it was when I ascended here. We had a nice clear view at this point, so the cloud is rising. So I do wonder if the summit will be in the clouds soon. The forecast definitely suggested at some point during the morning that there would be pretty much no visibility at the top, so that point might be coming. But anyway, I got views at the top, which is good, and I'm on my way back down now, which is basically retracing the steps you took to head up the hill. But what you need to watch out for is it's quite easy to miss the turnoff when you're following the fence posts. You don't want to follow them all the way, or you'll end up somewhere you really don't want to be. So you need to look out. There's a sort of cairn behind me there. That marks the point where you want to leave the fence posts and head to your right to rejoin the path that you followed, which will eventually take you back to the good track. So watch out for that on your way down. You don't want to be heading the wrong way. Just continuing with my descent just now. The cloud is definitely rising. I'm sure at this point we were thick in the cloud, but you've now got actually fairly decent visibility at this point. So I suspect the cloud is going to envelop the summit for some unlucky people as the day progresses. Although if they stick around, maybe it'll continue rising. And I think, yeah, certainly later in the day it then lifts above the summits again. So it'll certainly be a different view this afternoon than it was when I was up there. Well, that's me back down at the car park having completed Ben Chonzie, and it took me about 3.5 hours to do that. So yeah, certainly if you're looking for, you know, if you're a beginner to Munro bagging and you want an easier walk to do, I think Ben Chonzie is definitely the one to do. It's good path the whole way up. You've got those fence posts for navigation towards the summit if it happened to be poor weather. So yeah, I think it's got all the hallmarks of being quite a good one to start out with. But yeah, it was also just occurred to me, you know, I've repeated Munros before, albeit this is the first time of having done one 3 times. But normally I do them because I'm out with somebody that's not bagged them before. You know, if I'm out with Craig or James or Alistair and they're bagging it for the first time, quite happy to go along. But this is the first time I've done a solo walk of a repeat, and yeah, I enjoyed it. It was, as I say, the last 2 times I've done it, the conditions have been completely different, so it was nice to actually get some views from the summit of this one. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it's inspired you to perhaps come along and try out hill walking or Munro bagging, and maybe Ben Chonzie will be your first one. So yep, thanks for joining me today. We will see you in the next video.